Hi folks, welcome back to the shop here at Project Pine Hills. Today we're talking about these Klein Tools Cobra Pliers, or what Klein is calling Quick Adjust Claw Pump Pliers. This is the 10-inch pair. They also offer them in 12-inch. The part number is D505-10B. A quick look at the back. You can see they're made of forged steel and they're made in China. Now these Klein pump pliers are based on an original design that came out from Knipex, the Knipex Cobra Pliers. Quick background on Knipex. In 1973, Knipex came out with the alligator pliers. In 1984, Knipex came out with the Cobra Pliers. In 1988, they came out with the Cobolts, which is basically a compact bolt cutter. And then in 1994, they came out with the pliers wrench. So Knipex has had these designs for some time. And you can see here, Klein's come out with their version of the Cobra Pliers. Now, this isn't anything new. Originally, Klein came out a few years ago with alligator pliers and their version of Cobra Pliers, but they're made in Germany. They moved the production of their alligator pliers to the USA, but apparently they moved the production of these to China. And they're also making a pliers wrench. Now, if you don't know, Klein has started making plumbing tools, and this is part of their entry into that market. And what these pliers are known for, the fact they're quick adjust with just a push of a button. And what's always made these type of pliers really great is if you look here at the back, you can see this upper handle of the pliers splits out here, and the lower handle and the top jaw go through that lower handle. It gives you a very balanced grip with these pliers. And it kind of makes them look like a water pump, hence the name water pump pliers. That's why these are so popular. They have this very balanced grip. They also have this quick adjustment, unlike your typical Channellock pliers that can bind up. Now, here's a typical pair of Channellock pliers or tongue and groove pliers. You can see they have the grooves here and the tongue on this side, but they're riveted together and the handles set beside each other. So when you use these pliers, there's a tendency for these handles to want to pull apart, unlike the Knipex Cobra Pliers that have the balance of one handle being between the others. But these have a tendency to lock up as you're adjusting them. You can see if you get that tongue caught in the wrong place on the grooves, they'll lock up, right? You can have trouble getting them in the position that you want. These don't bind. The other difference is Knipex came out with this V-groove style jaw. And that V-groove jaw lets you grip hex fasteners and works just as well on round stock. Now, if you look here closely, just like a pipe wrench, you'll notice the teeth on these jaws point back in this direction towards the user. If you look here, the lower teeth point away from the jaws or away from the user. So that's one of the reasons they have such really good grip. Now, one of the things I noticed on these compared to the Knipex Cobra Pliers, you'll notice that the teeth here are more coarse. So the Klein Tools has 13 teeth and the Knipex has 26 teeth. So nearly twice as many adjustments on the Knipex. This is the latest version of the Cobra Pliers. The previous version of Cobras had teeth that were more like you see here on the Klein Tools pliers. But that doesn't mean these Klein pliers are like the old version of Knipex, because if we lay these on top of each other, you'll notice that the actual groove here for the pliers is the same length. That means the jaw openings should be equivalent. And you can see here they almost are. The Knipex pliers open up just a little bit wider. Here's another view of that groove, but you can see the groove is the same length. Knipex made this longer on their newer version of pliers to allow the jaws to open up wider. You can see the Knipex still open up wider, whether you have the jaws fully open or in this position. You'll notice the jaw patterns are a little bit different. The Knipex has a smooth part of the jaw right here. It has that on both ends of these jaws. Whereas on the Klein Tools pliers, you'll see they opted to put teeth right here. You notice they both have fine teeth on the front end, except Klein has decided to put this groove right here on the front end of these pliers. Other than that, you can see the jaw patterns are pretty much the same. They both have that V groove with the teeth facing in the same direction. You see they have teeth here in the back part of the pliers. Also another groove here cut in the Klein Tools pliers, whereas Knipex just has the finer teeth going all the way back. And those teeth appear to go back a little bit further on the Knipex pliers as compared to the Klein. Now, if we look at the lower jaws of these two pliers, you can see they're nearly identical, but it's not the same of the upper jaw. If we look at the upper jaws, you can see that the angle is a little bit different. Where the tip of the pliers land, that V is just cut a little bit different on the top of these two pliers. I don't know if you can see it there, but they're not identical at the top. Now, another thing I noticed was that the Klein Tools pliers have this hole right here in the jaws. We don't have that over here in the Knipex. We also noticed here, looking at the back, the Klein Tools pliers have this round sort of opening here, whereas the Knipex goes straight down. So I'm not sure what that's for. Let me know in the comments if you know what that's for. I don't know if that's to put something in here to get some more leverage. I'm not sure, so be interested in knowing what that's for. Also notice the Knipex are a little bit thinner and lighter than the Klein Tools. The Klein Tools has thicker metal here on it. They both have this indentation here on each pair of pliers. They have that same sort of spring mechanism for the button. So you see if we push that button, it springs up. Klein has positioned the screw higher too on that spring clip as well. You can see it's recessed all the way around the Knipex pliers. This back side of the button On the Klein tools, it's just partially recessed here and the rest is open. Now they both have dip grips. I think the Knipex are plastic grips and the Klein are vinyl. I'm not 100% sure. You can see the Klein tools has grips that are a little bit longer on the bottom handle, and on the top the grips are the exact same length. Now the reason this bottom grip is shorter on the Knipex Cobra pliers is because when you open up these pliers all the way, you'll notice these grips become even. Now when you look at the Klein tool pliers, the grips are almost even, but when we open them up, you can see this grip is much higher right up here at the pinch point. So when you have the pliers in this position, you can see that they pinch the grips, which has already marked these vinyl dip grips and could cut them. Now I do like the plastic grips better on the Knipex. They have that sort of textured grip that I've always liked. Really forms around the pliers here. Just seems like it's a great quality. Now if you put these jaw tips together, you can see they're pretty much the exact same width. So if we measure the jaw width, you'll see it's about 7.6 millimeters on the Klein tools pliers, and it's about 7.6 on the Knipex. So they have the same jaw width. You can see on the Klein tools, they've milled out the jaws here. I think Knipex did that to reduce weight. It also supports some of their different plastic jaw attachments. Now looking at the head sizes, you can see the Klein tools is a little bit bigger. If you look here at the bottom, see the extra material here. So the head size in the Knipex Cobra pliers is smaller. It's going to fit better in tighter spaces and it's going to fit better in your tool pouch. Of course, Knipex has their brand and made in Germany stamped in the steel, and Klein tools is laser etched. And both also have their brands on the grips. And also the quick release button you press is a little bit bigger on the Klein tools pliers as well. Now the handle shapes are very similar, as you can see here. The difference being Knipex has their unique shape where they put a little bit of a hump right here in this part of the pliers, whereas the Klein tools is a straighter handle on top. So there you have it. That's a look at the new Klein tools quick adjust claw pump pliers. You know, I really wish they made these in the USA like they do their version of the alligator pliers. I think you might have a little bit better quality. So the Knipex pliers are made in Germany. The Klein tools are made in China. You can tell the fit and finish are a lot better on the Knipex as I've looked these over. So there's some extra metal here that I pushed off of these Klein tools pliers. Different things I found on here that is not made as well as the Knipex pliers as you might imagine, but I think this makes a good set of pliers for someone who's starting out on a budget. They do cost less. I also think they make a great second set of pliers, something you might keep at another location that you don't mind losing, that sort of thing. So that's the new Klein tools pliers. Again, I would prefer if these are made in the USA. I think their alligator pliers are a no-brainer that are made in the USA. You should definitely check those out. I'll have a link in the description. So I'll link these in the description. Let me know in the comments what you think of these. And also please remember to like, comment, subscribe. All those actions help me to continue to bring content to you here on the Project Pioneers channel. And with that said, I'll catch you in the next video.